You know, it's not every day when I discover a fountain pen that has a huge positive impact on my handwriting. And the amazing part of that is that that's the whole reason that I got into fountain pens in the first place. I thought that if I abandoned roller balls and embraced the nib of a fountain pen, that my handwriting would have some interesting characteristics similar to my grandparents. But alas, I was mistaken. Until now. And perhaps I should have known, because I discovered this brand of fountain pens at the Empire State Pen Show, and that's when I met Ben Stewart of Mayfair Pens. And that man has some amazing handwriting. So perhaps this is his secret weapon, and I think I know why. So join me today, won't you, as I present to you the Mayfair Noldor fountain pen in Jade Mermaid. Let's begin with the background of Mayfair Pens. So Mayfair Pens was founded by Ben Stewart, a special education teacher in Virginia. Mayfair is named after the street that he grew up on and where his workshop now is, in the garage of his father's home. Ben Stewart is also obsessed with the works of J.R. Tolkien. This line of pens is called the Noldor, and the name comes directly from Tolkien. In Tolkien's Quenya Elvish language, Noldor means those with knowledge, the wise and learned among the elves. They appear primarily in the Silmarillion and are referenced throughout The Lord of the Rings. The Noldor are the high elves of knowledge, craft, and artistry. Considering that these elves were known for their mastering of craftsmanship and artistry, it is a fitting name for a brand of handmade fountain pens. Frankly, I was a little incredulous when I first looked at this fountain pen. When you look at the overall shape of this fountain pen, it really is quite striking. First off, there's this seemingly radical corseted waist of this fountain pen, sort of drawn in. But that invites you to touch it, and it also helps you to orient yourself instantly to the pen. The cap is smaller, so it sort of invites you to unscrew it. And you know which end to unscrew simply because it's shorter than the barrel, obviously. However, it's not so obvious when it comes to the barrel. Here's one of the many interesting quirks to this fountain pen. The barrel is reverse threaded to the pen. So, to open it, you sort of roll it away from yourself. It's a bit counterintuitive, maybe even a little awkward. When I first opened it, I had no idea how to open up the pen, but fortunately Ben included a note to let me know that it was reverse threaded. However, it's really easy to acclimate to this pen. It's a lot like when you use a European jacket that has the zipper on the other side. It feels awkward for around 10 seconds and then you do it once and you never forget again. It actually makes a lot of sense. How many times have you unscrewed the wrong end of a pen and got into the barrel rather than to the nib? I know it's happened to me. It's less likely to happen with this pen because each of them twist in a different direction. I mean, just look at the shape of this. It's so amazing. Look at that, the way it's cinched in the center and the incredible depth. It's just stunning and interesting and different. Now, if you are to open this pen, you will encounter a converter. So this is a cartridge converter fountain pen, but it's also eyedropper ready as well. So if you want to go in that direction, you can. Now, I decided to fill this up with one of my favorite fountain pen inks, Yamabudo. And why? Because it's the color that Ben loves to use as well. So I just figured, why not use the same color? So another quirky and interesting aspect to this fountain pen is the material. And I know some of you out there have recognized it, and you know it comes from Luke at Papa J Studios, which is a gorgeous mix called Jade Mermaid. You get this swirling green and white. You get these incredible gold flakes and gold leaf just suspended there in a depth-filled blend that just delights your eye. It is interesting to have that kind of depth to your material. It's almost like a trompe l'oeil. It just feels deeper than it actually is. And when it catches the light, it's absolutely brilliant and beautiful and compelling and everything you want from a pretty fountain pen, especially one named the Noldor. I mean, look at this material. Look at the amazing swirls. It's almost like marbling. And the beautiful gold, the leaf, the glitter, the pops, the magic that's sort of suspended here. And that's what's interesting. It's almost as if you were mixing some sort of magical concoction and it just solidified into this incredible pen shape that's just designed to delight your eye and to beguile you while you write with it. It's absolutely stunning and interesting. Maybe a little over the top, but I think over the top's okay. I don't know if this is a pen I would bring to work necessarily, but it's certainly one I would journal with and for hours. And it's absolutely a fountain pen that I would use to practice my handwriting. I mean, look at the fire in the cap. Look at the reflections, the light. It's absolutely vivid and stunning and beguiling and pretty much everything amazing about this sort of resin. I love these kind of pours and mixes. They're so interesting. It's just an absolutely beautiful resin. I mean, with all this gold and gold leaf, it just has this elvish magic about it. You almost feel like you could wave it around and conjure something. And I think a lot of the genius of what Ben does is in the shaping of the resin and matching up the Jade Mermaid to this amazing section, which I will talk about in a few minutes because it really is probably the secret in this fountain pen. So as you open it, you will encounter a Jowo number 6 nib. So all the things I've said in the past about Jowo nibs apply to this as well. There's good and there's bad here. Sure, it's a Jowo nib, they're fairly generic, but they do write well. And you can also swap them out for similar Jowo number 6 nibs. So there's a customization factor there that you can swap your nib units. Yes, it's a plain Jowo nib, not much decoration or anything else to really differentiate it. But it works, and it's comforting, and it's smooth, and this is actually a pretty amazing expression of a Jowo nib, one of the better ones I've written with. This one actually writes quite well. It's smooth, it's precise, it's a medium. It does everything I want it to do. It works the way I want it to work. But I have criticized many pen makers for simply being Jowo nib delivery devices. Here, I think you're buying it for this incredible shape and this beautiful material. And he's really not selling this at a premium price, which is something I appreciate. And as I said at the beginning of this video, there is a secret to this pen that really makes my penmanship much more disciplined. So for that, I'm willing to lay out the $185 or so that these fountain pens cost. Okay, I've probably delayed this long enough. I'm sure you're wondering what makes this pen so good. What makes my handwriting so nice when I use it? If it's not obvious yet, it is this incredible tapering grip. It just feels perfect. My fingers just fit it, the curves precisely. And the way it flares up to keep your fingers in place is sort of the secret to this fountain pen. It's funny, it actually reminds me a little bit of Dr. Grip. It doesn't have the softness, but it has that sort of oversized, comfortable feel. And that feel gives your hand the sort of placement that you need, where your fingers aren't shifting on the pen while you move it. It's a very secure grip, but it's also amazingly comfortable. So you're able to form your words with a lot of discipline. Your muscles just react. They work a little less. They're not working to keep themselves in line on the pen. It's just set there, anchored. Okay, so let's write with it. Uncapping it is quite easy. You can see the grip is so comfortable, so reassuring. It's one of the things I love so much about it. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I say how it helps my handwriting. So much control. I love the Yamabudo too. It looks so pretty. Just a perfect purple. Let me adjust it a little bit, make it a little bit more comfortable writing around the camera. So much control. It just feels entirely different to me. I also can write smaller, which gives me a little more control. Trying to remember the words here while I speak. Not that easy. I also don't feel like my hand is getting tired in any way. And I love the feeling. It's really changed my writing. Now the grip is absolutely extraordinary. It is made from slightly different material than the Jade Mermaid, but it matches up brilliantly. It's sort of a burst of glitter suspended in its resin. It looks amazing there. It definitely tells you that this is where you grip it. I guess I would characterize it as the most secure and reassuring grip on a fountain pen that I've ever felt. And I love seeing innovations like this coming from small makers. I love the idea of a teacher who lives in Virginia that has a passion for Tolkien, that has an idea of form and how to write, and he makes it manifest. And it works, and it's good, and it's not overpriced. Well, that's probably a good transition to the value proposition. This fountain pen is $185, and that makes it about the same price as a Pilot Vanishing Point, which is an absolutely brilliant pen with a gold nib, but it's entirely different than this. I think it's probably more fair to compare it with things like Esterbrook, which can be even more money for a steel nib, and in comparison, this starts to look like a bargain. They're both very beautiful pens, so I think it compares favorably with something as good as an Esterbrook. I also think the best way to get one of these is to meet up with Ben at a pen show, because that way you get a feel for it yourself. You can demo it and try it and just feel how incredibly reassuring this fountain pen is, how it feels in the hand, how it makes your writing so precise and so fun to write with. It's an entirely different experience from any of my other fountain pens, simply by making a proper curve. That's pretty amazing. So tell me, what do you think of Mayfair pens, the Noldor? Is this a fountain pen you'd like to try? I am personally very impressed with the impact it's had on my handwriting. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on this journey with me. I go to some amazing places. I look at some amazing pens, and I love sharing it with you. And if you want to help the channel even more, then consider becoming a member. I'd love to have you behind the scenes. And if you want to join our pen pal group at the Illuminati or Cognoscenti membership level, I'd love to have you. So I make new videos every week, and I have a live show as well. So I can promise you we will see each other again very, very soon, further up the road. So take care of yourself.